Welcome, welcome, one and all, in here, out there, all around the world, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Folks, there's no denying it is a weird time, but today is not the worst day since Trump was elected. That was yesterday. And maybe tomorrow. And also today. Because just moments before this taping, Donald Trump continued his exhaustive search for the most qualified people in his line of sight. And he has chosen anti-vax nepo maniac Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. I know. That sounds insane, but we should all keep an open mind, because that's how the worm gets in. You gotta leave the fontanelle soft. It gets in through the fontanelle, you know? So RFK Jr. is now in charge of our health. Exactly what everyone voted for. Surely this will lower the price of eggs. Now, we don't have a lot of information yet, but what we have is already too much. Besides being a vaccine denier, RFK Jr. spread a racist conspiracy that COVID-19 was ethnically targeted to spare Jewish and Chinese people. So, good news to everyone of Chinese or Jewish descent who got COVID-19. No, you didn't. Okay? Think about that. Now, what else is going on? What else? Bobby Jr. has also said chemicals in the water could be turning children gay. That is insane. That is nonsense. Water does not turn a person gay. Although I gotta say, Jason Momoa and Aquaman came pretty darn close. I mean, trident to my head, yeah. Keep in mind, everyone's still freaked out about the nominations he made yesterday, like making Matt Gaetz the Attorney General of the United States. And that story keeps getting worse, because the House Ethics Committee has been investigating Gaetz for sexual misconduct and illicit drug use. But last night we learned that Gaetz resigned from Congress just 2 days before the committee was set to vote on releasing a highly damaging report outlining its investigation. So now, Gaetz almost certainly won't face consequences. Coincidentally, face consequences, also the name of his off-brand Botox. Yes. The truth is, you too can have face consequences. Now that Gaetz is no longer in Congress, it's unclear whether the ethics panel will vote on releasing the report. Dear Santa, I have been a very good boy this year and have only one wish: for a comet to hit the Earth and bathe us in the bright, cleansing flames. And one of those electric bikes where you don't have to pedal. Even Republicans. What'd you think I was gonna write? Even Republicans are horrified by the Gaetz nomination, like former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton, who called it the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history, and former Trump lawyer Ty Cobb called Gaetz' nomination a f*** you to America. Wow. Wow, those are strong words that he might get in trouble for saying, because that is also the slogan of the new Doritos Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Some reaction to this nomination were nonverbal. When asked about Gaetz, a surprised or shocked look reportedly flashed across Senator John Cornyn's face, like he tasted something strange. Not a great sign when the hopeful interpretation is that you're having a stroke. Another GOP Senator, Chuck Grassley, was so exasperated by Gaetz' questions that he stopped talking to reporters and stood there stone-faced for 30 seconds. Grassley's 91. Are you sure that was exasperation? Oh, look, Grandpa's so exasperated that he closed his eyes and plunged face first into his soup. Remember when he used to snorkel? Alaska Senator, Republican, Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, said she didn't see this one coming.
I don't think it's a serious nomination for the Attorney General. This one was not on my bingo card.
Oh. Okay, Senator, that is your first mistake right there. Now that Trump's been reelected, we all get new bingo cards, okay? With none of those boring numbers like B14 and N7. Mine has, let's see, Trump, Putin matching tracksuits, Chief Justice Kid Rock, and deport Ricky Martin. There you go. There you go. Ooh, ranch dressing fountain. Over on the House side, one reporter asked Idaho Congressman Mike Simpson if he thought Gaetz had the character to be Attorney General. Then Simpson stared at them incredulously, waited 6 seconds to answer, and said, again with a laugh, "Are you kidding me that you asked that question? No, but hell, you'll print that and now I'll be investigated."
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, you will.
Wow.
Yes. So, Gaetz is unqualified and unpopular even among Republicans. So how did he get the gig? Apparently, the Gaetz AG plan was hatched aboard Trump's airplane en route to Washington, on which Gaetz was a passenger. So it turns out Trump is filling his cabinet with a game of I Spy on his plane. Explains how we got our new Secretary of Agriculture, mini bag of pretzels. Now, up till now, like right after the election when we found out, up till now, the theory has kind of been that the craziest of the crazies were never going to get any of the big nominations because they were all going to be kept at bay by Trump's new chief of staff and Golden Girl who murdered the other Golden Girls, Susie Wiles. But here's the thing, when Gaetz' decision, when they were deciding this thing about Gaetz, when that was being made on the plane, Wiles was in a different adjacent room of the plane, apparently unaware. So that's how Trump's going to get away with everything. Susie, the president wants you to know there's cake in the break room. Okay. Quick, while she's gone, the new Surgeon General is Dog the Bounty Hunter. Now, it's not... Can I see the card again? Can I see the card? All right. Add boobs to Lincoln Memorial. Now, it's important not to get too nauseated about RFK and Matt Gaetz because you got to save a little barf for former Congresswoman and first-grade teacher who just remembered that she can't read, Tulsi Gabbard. Gabbard is a conspiracy-spreading MAGA hanger-on who was not on anyone's radar to be nominated for Director of National Intelligence, the head of all of America's spy agencies. Her nomination has stunned current and former members of the intelligence community. Okay, I understand that. But if you're in the intelligence community, shouldn't you have had some intelligence that this was coming? Why are you this easy to surprise? It's this kind of operational screw-up that forces poor Ethan Hunt to keep driving his motorcycle off of cliffs for you guys. Now, one of the reasons that Gabbard is such an awful choice for the role is that we can't be sure which country she's working for. She's been a booster for autocrats such as Syria's Bashar al-Assad, Turkey's Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and Russia's Vladimir Putin. And look, I'm not saying she's a Russian asset, but when I think of her being Director of National Intelligence, I do have a strong desire to drink vodka. Now, here's Gabbard. We have this clip. Here's Gabbard in 2022 claiming Russia's invasion of Ukraine could have been prevented if Ukraine just agreed to stay out of NATO.
Presidents Putin, Zelensky, and Biden, it's time to put geopolitics aside and embrace the spirit of aloha.
Yes. Reminds me of Neville Chamberlain's famous words after ceding part of Czechoslovakia to Hitler. Mahalo, Adolf, shaka bra. Let's see what else. Oh, moving on to food, which, and this is true, RFK will soon be in charge of. We just learned that Lunchables has been removed from the National School Lunch Program. The effects of this, of course, will be immediate and massive. First off, they'll have to change their name to Bulls. There's two types of Lunchables, right? The two types of Lunchables the kids will no longer be getting at school are extra cheesy pizza and turkey and cheddar cracker stackers. Come on, now where are kids? No, it's sad. Now where are kids gonna get their recommended daily allowance of stacker? The company that makes Lunchables, Kraft Heinz, said there just wasn't enough demand, but the decision to yank Lunchables also came after researchers found they contained high levels of lead and cadmium. Okay, we know that lead's bad, but if it wasn't delicious, Why would they call it cadmium? They should call it cadmiuck. Lunchables is not the only... Really? I'm sensing some of the audience enjoys cadmium. Lunchables isn't the only food in trouble because chocolate maker Lindt is currently facing a lawsuit over lead levels in its dark chocolate. No! I trusted you, mysterious, beautiful chocolate chef man. What other scrumptious lies have you fed us? Do you really not make each ball one sexy whisk dribble at a time and then stare longingly like you're waiting for it to dance for you? In an effort to kill the lead lawsuit, Lindt's lawyers just rolled out a novel defense, arguing that the words excellence and expertly crafted with the finest ingredients printed on its bars were exaggerated advertising upon which no reasonable buyer would rely. That's a pretty bold claim, but it does remind me of Papa John's slogan, better ingredients, better pizza, and if you believe that, you're a moron. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Billy Bob Thornton and Sharon Horgan. But when we come back, there's a whole rest of the world out there. They do stuff too.